I mean, this is why I changed last year to do like dinosaurs and Jurassic Park, because that's been a sort of, the thing that I've loved throughout my life. And
Yeah.
Jurassic Park kind of, I was into dinosaurs before Jurassic Park. I used to collect all the toys and magazines that were out over here, and Jurassic Park came out and blew me out of the water. And it's just kind of been a passion of mine since I've been a kid. So I thought, why not, rather than just doing random games, do dinosaurs in Jurassic Park and engage with people like yourselves who are just a massive fan of the franchise, and meet people like I got to meet Tom Jurassic last year and a few other people. And
he's great.
It's
Tom's great.
It's such an amazing kind of group of people that love the dinosaurs and love the films and the books and all the other franchise stuff, and magazines and cartoons and all that. Cartoons hasn't been a cartoon, but it's so loving half the time. It's an amazing kind of group of people to be with.
Oh yeah, like the community is just so like warm and inviting. Like I can't remember many times that I've like ever been mad or like upset about the community or anything they've done. Like everybody just likes dinosaurs and like wants to have fun. You know, like it's really nice, and I think it is one of the better communities out there in terms of like a big movie. And weirdly, despite it being so big, it's also kind of feels like a niche community as well. Like it's kind of really close and tight, and like I don't know, it's interesting. It's not like as vast as some other communities are out there, but I kind of like that.
It's definitely
like
not
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, it's not as I've noticed it's not toxic either, because there's a lot of communities out there with games and stuff like that can be very toxic, and
absolutely.
If you don't know absolutely everything about the whatever it is that you like, then you shouldn't be talking to me, sort of thing. Well, this is like, oh, I like dinosaurs. Oh, come on in.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's like there's many people who can't like name all the dinosaurs in the movie, but like it's fine. Like nobody has a problem with that, and everybody loves naming dinosaurs and helping people out. So.
Yeah. It's like, oh, do you like this one? Actually, it's pronounced this.
Oh yeah.
Like those flying
Galamime.
Those pterodactyls, them flying dinosaurs are great. So by the way, there's no such thing as a pterodactyl.
It's a pterosaur.
Yeah.
Or a pteranodon.
Yeah. Oh, I love correcting people like that who know nothing about it, but that's just me.
Oh yeah. They're not flying dinosaur. They're flying reptiles. Even the Jurassic World Twitter account can't get that right.
Oh no, that got so much stick for that the other week. I'm like, what's this dinosaur? What's this? What was it? Name the roar or something? And it was like it's a pteranodon. Name that dinosaur, and everyone was like, well, technically, it's not a dinosaur.
Yeah. But it happens. I'm sure like the marketing intern at Universal's Twitter account wasn't really thinking about whether it's a dinosaur or not. So
I think the person got sacked, to be honest.
Oh, I hope not. I feel
I'm joking. Oh no. Oh no. Have any questions for me or anything like that, Mike? Or
questions for you?
Ooh, pressure's on now. Switched it over. You weren't expecting that, were
you? What was your favorite location in Jurassic Explorer?
Oh,
because I know there's many. We had like 15 locations.
I'm trying to think. I think just the whole Main Street area, because it was obviously Jurassic World was coming out at the time, or was it already out? I can't remember. No, it was already out.
It was already out.
Yeah,
Fallen Kingdom was coming out.
Yeah, and it was just like loading the game up for the first time and just being like, I am at Jurassic World.
Right.
This was just what I kept thinking of. I am actually at Jurassic World, walking down Main Street, walking down to the Mosasaurus Arena, going into T-Rex Kingdom, and it was just kind of, I mean, you obviously see my reaction when I was playing it. I was just like, this is so cool. This is so cool. I love it. And that was just kind of
I'm glad. I'm glad you had that reaction.
Yeah, it just gave me that kind of the feeling I was there, and you watched the film when it come out, and I was just like, I wish it was real. And this is, unless it was suddenly turned into like a VR experience,
that'd be so good.
I mean, that'd be the one way to top our off, is to do something like that.
And see, that's the weird thing. Like, I would have expected Universal to do something like that by now. Some sort of like actual you're in the park experience with VR, or really anything, but like especially VR. Especially while they had the sets up for filming and stuff, I would have thought they would do something.
Yeah,
while they're there, like snuck a 360 camera there and just
they did
like
that blue VR experience,
right.
didn't they? But
right.
that was it. But they're very funny with the licenses. I mean, even as much as I love Jurassic World Evolution, it's just there's only. I mean, the skins. Let's not talk about the skins. Because most of the skins are pretty bad. But there's no kind of like classic skins like always.
Like 1993 like type of.
Yeah, like the Velociraptors. How many different types of Velociraptors have we have, and the potential for skins there, and they're all kind of terrible.
And I mean, I can kind of understand it from like, I guess Universal's side. They'd be like, "Oh, we want to focus on the new franchise. We don't want to like confuse it with Jurassic Park or whatever." But like, I don't know. Like, I'm yet to see if they're gonna do something down the road where they are going to introduce like Jurassic Park stuff into it. Or, I mean, there's definitely been a lot of fan like mock-ups with the skins that look incredible. Like classic raptors and T-Rex and stuff, and that they look really great. So like implementing that type of stuff would be really fun. But yeah, it would be weird to have that type of stuff in a Jurassic World game as well. So I kind of get it.
I mean, I love the game for what it is, but the more I think about it, the more I feel like it's more about the dinosaurs than park builder.
Yeah, that was my main problem with Evolution. I as much as I love Evolution, I really think it's a solid game, and I more than anything respect the developers because they're incredibly talented.
Oh yeah.
And what like with what they had and the time they had, they did a really great job, and they've been keeping up with updates and like constantly like adding content to it. It's really great. The only thing I've ever really been slightly disappointed with, especially comparing it to Operation Genesis, is it kind of felt like it lost the magic of building a park, or building like a Jurassic Park, or in this case, a Jurassic World. Like, it didn't really feel like there were many like options to make it yours. It just kind of felt like, here's an island. It's very like, you've got this very limited area, so no matter what your park will look like, it's going to kind of look like the same as everyone else's.
Yeah.
I just feel like there was more customization in Operation Genesis, especially with like changing the island's shape and stuff like that. That would be my really main complaint, and that's kind of a reason why I wasn't as interested as I thought I would have been. But yeah, I don't know. What do you kind of think of Evolution?
I agree. It's the amount of basically customization to your park that you can do which really lets it down. Like, if you could kind of get 10 people to show 10 different parks, and they would all look the same.
Right. And see, like, it's funny because I had a lot of fun challenging myself with Jurassic Explorer Season 2, having the Emporium shop for Mr. DNA. You can customize Main Street and a few other locations with like different themes. There's like a Christmas theme and a Halloween theme. There's different items that you can put on display, and hot air balloons and all this fun like wacky stuff that was completely different to what you would usually see in a Jurassic game, but like kind of tied back to what Jurassic is as well. If you look at that compared to like the options you have in Evolution, is kind of like, I wish they did stuff that was more like that, in my opinion. I don't know.
They're slowly starting to fix it by bringing in terrain tools, so that it's a step in the right direction.
I saw that. That looked really good, actually.
To add that little bit more of creativity and individuality to all the different parks. But apart from that, I mean, I hope they bring more. This new game that they're bringing out next, is it this Christmas or next year? That
the Zoo,
Planet Zoo,
Planet Zoo.
Yeah, I mean, that looks kind of like Zoo Tycoon 2 kind of level of customization, and that's what I think we were hoping for in this. But it's just more about the dinosaurs, which is not a bad thing. But for people that wanted a park building and all these options to make everything individual and have, take the creativity level to a completely different part,
right?
You're stuck, aren't you?
Yeah, it kind of felt like the park was only there to be managed and not to be like personalized or customized in any way.
Yeah,
it was weird.
But it's still fun. You can go around and just take pictures of all the dinosaurs, and especially with the new capture mode which you put in, which I didn't need because
it's beautiful.
I've got Anne still on the computer, so I didn't really need that. But for those who have it on console, it's a godsend.
Yeah, it's still such a beautiful game, especially since they added the option to change the time of day in pretty much any level you want, like having things on sunset and going into the camera mode where you can just like go like really nice and high and add depth of fields and stuff like that and different filters. It looks really good. Like, it's a beautiful game.
It is. It's so nice to look at. I mean, I say the dinosaur models themselves are on another level. They are very, very, very good.
Yeah, the animations are incredible. Like, I follow the lead animator, Nick, and he's really great. The subtle details and like direction of the art and the movements just look so good.
Yeah, it's such they do such an incredible job with the dinosaurs. I mean, I think that's what attracted most Jurassic fans to it. Is the fact so these dinosaurs did look incredible. And I still don't get tired when the T-Rex comes out and gives that classic roar. Yeah. I could sit there and watch that all day.
Or the majestic Brachiosaurus stomping its way out. Yeah. The music swelling, the vocals, it's very magical, and they did a great job with that.
It is. It gives you chills. So,
do you have any questions for me?
I'm trying to think. I was just going to say, what's your if you could tier the Jurassic movies, how would you tier them?
This changes every day. I think for most people it's very hard. The thing that gets me the most is what I like more objectively compared to Jurassic World and Jurassic Park, because Jurassic Park I love so much. Obviously, it's the reason the whole series exists, but it's hard to look at it objectively because it's just tied to so many emotions and so much of my childhood. And because it's the first movie, it obviously has more footing. But Jurassic World, I think, for my personal experience, I might enjoy it better because of the way I experienced it. I never got to watch a Jurassic Park movie in the cinema before. I think the only one I might have been able to see at the time, because I was young, I was maybe 6 or 7, would have been Jurassic Park 3. But I never got to see that in the cinema. I had to wait for it to watch it on TV. Jurassic World was the first thing that we ever watched in cinema, Jurassic-wise, and it was just incredible. Hearing it, the sound rumbling through your body with the T-Rex stomps, and just everything was an ultimate cinematic experience. And especially waiting so long, I think it was 15 years or something, 12 years since we've seen a Jurassic movie come out, and we're waiting so long and so anticipated, and it lived up to all of my expectations. And it just going from that and kind of riding that excitement and that happiness of what the movie was and making things like Jurassic Explorer from it, I can't say that I like Jurassic Park more. I think I have to go with Jurassic World as the first one, and then Jurassic Park. After that, I don't know. After that, it's a battle between the Lost World and Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah,
because I love both, but I think the Lost World might be better than Fallen Kingdom Fallen Kingdom's a great movie, and I really, really, really loved it when I first watched it. But it's something I've noticed for me especially, and I've seen it for other people too. It's not necessarily a forgettable movie, but I haven't had an urge to go back to it, which is really weird because I watch Jurassic Park movies religiously. Like the amount of times I rewatch them, like it's not. It's the one movie out of the franchise that I like just don't have the compulsion to watch again. It's not that I don't want to. Like if you put it on, I'll definitely watch it and enjoy it, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's why I love this movie." But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if you felt that way with Fallen Kingdom too. Like,
I did, but at the same time, I mean, I went to see it. I think 2 or 3 times. I think I've seen it 3 times, and
I did too. Yeah, in cinema.
the more that I watched it, the more I kind of appreciated it.
Yeah, exactly.
I felt a little bit empty the first time I seen it. I don't know whether it was because I'd just seen every trailer and every TV spot.
Yeah.
And I was expecting something else, and I felt like it kind of revealed everything. All the good moments in the film were revealed in the trailers and the TV spots. So at that point, there was nothing that kind of surprised me. Apart from the obviously the Maisie being a clone of a mum thing, which was completely new. But apart from that, nothing really surprised me. I was expecting everything, so kind of left with kind of an empty feeling because it didn't surprise me. Well, Jurassic World, again, I watched everything, all the TV spots and trailers, because my hype was through the roof, as it would be for any Jurassic film. Because like you said, there was 15 years, in between 3 and World. And I came out of that, and I think I said to my girlfriend at the time, I think I'm going to have a heart attack.
I came out like crying.
I was just on such a high after seeing it.
Because like even up that I was exactly the same as you. I watched like all the TV spots, especially for like the projects I was working on back then. I needed to like see everything of Main Street to like be able to like decipher it and like model it. But yeah, I watched everything and supposedly spoiled myself of everything. But even then, they still kept that. There's like final 10 minutes of the movie where there's the big build up to the T-Rex coming out of the paddock. You knew there was a T-Rex. You knew it was Rexy. And then the battle with the like it hitting the Spinosaurus skeleton and the I-Rex battling with Blue, and then the Mosasaurus is just like. It leaves you on this high, and then the final shot being the T-Rex on top and of the helipad and just roaring out to this like destroyed park below left me like crying and like shaking, walking out of the theater, being like, "Oh my god, that was amazing!"
Yeah,
so
they could have left the franchise there, and I think I would have been happy.
Yeah, like Fallen Kingdom, you kind of came up with more. Like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do next. Like it wasn't really like, okay, that's a conclusion. And obviously it was supposed to be continued with the next movie, but it didn't have that high note. It just kind of it did all the things that it was supposed to do, and then just kind of like faded out. I don't know. It felt weird.
Like a little bit of kind of like the boring middle part. And I mean, I'm using that as an analogy more than I didn't find the film boring or anything like that. But that's what it kind of feels like, because Colin Trevorrow has always said that the third movie that they're developing now is the movie that he wanted to make.
Right.
So it feels like Jurassic World was an introduction to the franchise again. This is the dinosaurs in your face, and then Fallen Kingdom was, okay, we need to get them off the island to progress this, because you can't just have people going to the island all the time, because that just doesn't make any sense. And now they're off the island. What happens next?
Yeah. I think Fallen Kingdom was also kind of a more putting questions in people's heads type of movie, where it's like, oh, let's think of how we want to treat dinosaurs ethically. Like, what if they are, like, do we consider them to have rights and stuff like this? It wasn't necessarily, oh, here's a dinosaur theme park and, like, you know what's going to happen, and here's, like, a dinosaur action. It was more like, I don't want to say deeper, but it definitely explored newer topics than the other movies did.
Yeah.
So it's more, it was more of a sit back and think type of movie, which is good, but it's definitely a different feeling.
That's it.
especially in a cinema experience.
What it did do well, and I liked the kind of like discovery of, are we treating these animals right? Like you said before, do they have rights? Blah blah blah, and a kind of expanding on the Crichton universe which he created in the books, which was interesting. I think they needed that in the franchise to expand it more. Because you can't just have people going to these islands and going, oh, there's dinosaurs, and people die, and then they get off and they're just there. They needed to expand it more and kind of have a reason to make the third movie. And I think that's what Fallen Kingdom has done. It's created that reason to make the third movie. I didn't see the point in the after credits end scene, to be honest.
Oh yeah, we watched it. Like, we stayed in the cinema, like, with maybe 3 other people, like, behind us. And as soon as I was like, the pteranodons just flying around, and like one of the kids just said, "Is that it?" Like,
yeah.
Like, it was a nice little bonus, but it wasn't worth the wait.
It wasn't, because it was like,
I was expecting so much more.
We've established that the dinosaurs are on the mainland now. We don't need an extra 5-minute confirmation of that by seeing some pteranodons flying around Las Vegas.
I mean, I read something, I think it was from Bayona, that that scene was just supposed, like, it got cut. Like, it was supposed to be in that montage at the end where, like, they're putting them in the cages, and like just before Blue like runs up and the final shot happens, like, that was kind of supposed to be in there. But they didn't want to get rid of it, but they didn't know where to put it, so they just put it at the end. Yeah, it's weird, very weird.
They should have just
especially because it was the first like Jurassic thing to have a post-credit scene, right?
Yeah,
like.
To me, it didn't really make much sense. I mean, we knew of it going into the movies, like, oh, I'm going to see this day, what's going to happen, this is going to be interesting, and you're just sitting there like, did I really just waste 10 minutes of my time waiting for this?
Yeah, I don't know. Fallen Kingdom was an interesting movie.
They've got Jurassic Park 3, which is Jurassic Park 3. That's it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind Jurassic Park 3 is definitely on the bottom of my list. So to sum it up, even though that was like a question 20 minutes ago, my list would be Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Fallen Kingdom, then Jurassic Park 3.